What is good, y'all? SGG gang, it's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Tigers rebuild, man. And before we even hop into the episode, if you guys wouldn't mind, it'd be very much appreciated. Go ahead in the video with a like if you clicked in and leave some feedback down below, man. I want to know what you guys are thinking about the series, moves that you like that I made, prospects you're excited for, any kind of feedback or any kind of just appreciation for the series is more than welcome down in the comment section below. I'm gonna get down there and chop it up with you guys, so I can't wait to see what you guys got to say. But here with this Tigers rebuild, man, we are starting off at 7-8. Not too bad. I thought we would be a lot worse. I can say that, we are under 500, but I thought it would be a little bit worse. But here in today's video, we're going to go mainly and focus on the scouting process and getting more players scouted to better figure out what we want to do. Now you can see there early injury already to Matt Manning. I think that's about his third injury of the season. So from somebody that I look at as somebody that could be a potential long-term starter in our series to somebody that I don't even know about no more, because it seems like every other week that man is getting hurt. You see a great win there by Tariq Skubal. And if you guys know how to turn off those little helpful hints things, by the way, let me know, because I've been trying that for the longest and they just come back every time I load up the series. And I got to let it sit there for a little bit and it still comes back. Now you can see a complete game shutout there from Rodriguez, though. As we go ahead and hop into these games, they're really focused on what the series is about, and that's figuring out who is the future of this team, who is trade bait, who is not going to come back at all. And right now the pitching staff is looking pretty okay, and this is one of those scouting classes that actually has some good pitchers. See Julio Chavez here, a relief pitcher, where we know the bullpen's been pretty weak as a lefty. Has decent potential, 77 at the low end, 61 to 76 overall, already better than some of our relievers, and has a lot of good attributes in there. A strikeout per 9 and his hit per 9, so that could be somebody that we focus on with our early round draft pick. And what I'm trying to do right now is really find and make use of a good #1 pick. Now obviously we have all the rest of the picks in the draft, and we're gonna get to that as the weeks go on, but my #1 focus right now is figuring out who to get at number 6. We have a very high draft pick this year, so I want to make sure that we are picking up somebody that is well worth it. So here I'm going for the left fielders in the West, because I saw a lot of really good ones. Center fielder Brian Abadeo and another starting pitcher when it looked like that could be the strength of this class. Center or outfield and starting pitching in general, both of which look very, very strong this year. We'll talk and dive more into that as we get into the episode. I know we're starting out pretty rapid fire here, but we're already jumping into a little bit of gameplay action, because we got to still take looks at this season. As here we got bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, and this ball game is tied 5-5. Matthew Boyd is in this game going pretty deep as he goes and gets that strikeout there, and we'll already have to replace somebody at second base. Trying to get a little bit more speed out there as we try to go ahead and finally, actually this would put us over the 500 mark for the season for the first time in the series. We are rebuilding, but there is a chance that we can be over 500 for a little bit, which is always great. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Ryan Predlier out there at second base with his 72 speed, just in case we needed. Javi Baez swings and misses at the first slider that he sees. 0-1, takes the next four-seamer that gets left over the plate, though he was ready for that one, deep into the outfield. And it'll be enough to just move up a little tag. All we need is one run, bring our closer in, get out of here. That is all I'm focused and worried about right now. Nick Manton is up next. He'll take an inside fastball, not even in the strike zone, and bloop this one into the outfield. It will be caught, but the throw's going to go to the plate, and that's, oh my gosh. That boy was out before he even started his slide. He was just sitting there waiting on him like, oh, you should have stayed at third base, big boy, because that wasn't it. Now we have to go right back to Matthew Boyd, let him eat up a couple more innings. Don't really want to delve into my bullpen too much when I don't have to. So that's a lot of times when you'll see me just kind of leave in somebody maybe a little longer than most, a little longer than the average probably would. Like somebody probably would have went ahead and brought in another reliever. He's 50 pitches deep. Why let him keep going? Why waste another bullpen arm when there could be a day tomorrow where I need one of my middle relievers to go 2 innings? I might even go 3 innings. So let me get my long reliever out here, my technical 6th starter. Now I need you to give me some starter type innings. Let's go ahead and go to work. 2 outs. Bloop this one up. Carpenter looking at another strong inning of work there. And just like that, we're going to the 11th inning. Ball game still tied 5-5. Cesar Hernandez will be up with the winning runner at second base as he swings through that slider, making it 0-1 here. He's been a pleasant surprise this season, playing, I wouldn't say as good as when he was with the Reds, but playing still pretty strong. As he goes and takes that one off the shoulder blade. And then next is Akil Badu, looking pretty strong. As another outfielder that we have some pretty good outfield prospects. That throw is kind of high, and it leads to a high throw at first base. We'll go ahead and keep the runners advancing. Throw to go to home plate. Not in time. Nick Manton is able to go ahead and score. And if we take a look at this one slower, You can see just the glove flip was already too high. He had to jump up, grab it, make sure he touched the bag, and went straight into the throw. Didn't set his feet because you got to look at how close he is to the bag. And that thing just sails off the back foot like Tom Brady. No wonder he retired. No, I'm just wondering. But the throw goes all the way back to the dugout. And because of that, we're able to go ahead and get another opportunity here to score some more runs. Base hit up the middle by Matt Vuring. And that's going to go ahead and score yet another runner. As you know, Badu got that speed. So now we got Miguel Cabrera with the chance to keep this thing going. He'll take this one into the outfield with the runner at first base that held the first baseman. Maybe got us a little base hit there. And with that being said, they're going to go ahead and go to their bullpen. Justin Wilson, who's only pitched 1 out this whole season up to this point. I think we're 20, 21 games through the season. He's only pitched 1 out. Let that sink in. 1 out of 21 games, we'll say. And he has to come in here and get 2 outs really quick before we allow some more runs to come in. Eric Haas gets that 4-seamer on the ground, but right to first base. This time he's not going to miss it. And the throw is going to go right to his glove, although it's still a little bit high. But now we get to go to our closer, Alex Lange. 6 games, 6 saves, and a 3.38 ERA. 5 strikeouts, and he hasn't been giving up very many hits to righties or lefties. So we're feeling pretty confident, especially with a 2-run lead here. We can walk out of here with a dub. First pitch, that knuckle curve, looking as nasty as always. As that break is something, I probably would have swung at that one too if I ain't gonna lie to you. 1-1, swing and a miss through that knuckle curve, and we're gonna stay with it here. 1-2, trying to get the early strikeout. Can't get him to chase a second time. So switching up the pitch goes this time as Baez will go ahead and glove this one. You can tell by the red marker that one's going to go over the first baseman's head as well. Both shortstops for both teams selling. As this one, thankfully, didn't lead to a run though. So still no outs here. And this is going to be a wild pitch that gets to the backstop. Eric Haas is going to have to go get it, but he can't. Not in time, and a runner will score. And just like that, it's back to a 1-1 lead. Runner at second, no outs. It's like the inning started over with an even shorter lead this time. And we'll just go ahead and walk him over to first base. Next, we got Victor Caratini with a 2-2 count here after fouling that one away. And he'll swing and miss at the sinker low. Finally, that's the exact out that you need down now. A ground ball can get us out of this with the win. Bruce Terang, 1-0. We'll take this sinker low and away out to Nick Manton, who will come underneath, glove it, and throw it back in. Not able to do any work there with that one, so nobody moves up. But with 2 outs, 2-1 count. Watches that sinker get called on the inside. Black will go outside this time to Mitchell, and he'll foul that one off. We'll reset once again. 2-2 to Garrett. Watches the knuckle curve away. Probably want to bring that inside if you're going to get him to try to chase. That one never even touched or sniffed the strike zone, even with the break. So 3-2. Trying to get him to pop the 4-seamer up. I like the idea. He was very late on it. Why not go back to it and get the call this time? We love these umps as we get the strikeout to go ahead and get our victory and get over 500. 7-2-6. And now you guys can see why I showed this. There's a lot of critical situations that come up, and we won't show every single one. But when they're interesting like this one, a whole game that was won basically off of an error by the Brewers. We had 3 of our own. And this one went pretty deep into the 11th inning before we were finally able to see a victory. So pretty interesting and pretty fun, critical situation as we get through the early parts of this rebuild, where we know not a lot of full games, not a lot of focuses, because there's nobody on this team that we've specifically brought in yet. We're just trying to see who's going to stay alive and make the cuts of GM Smooth. Haas hit his 5th home run today, 4 RBIs to get him up to, I think, a team lead of 14 at this point. And Lorenzen. I'm gonna make sure I know my pitcher's name at least. 5 innings, 5 runs, 2 earned, as the errors were killing us again. And Cesar Hernandez, 2 to 3 months with a fractured hand in the very next game. And just when his season was actually looking like it was taking off, we will unfortunately have to go without having him in the lineup. And we'll have to make some changes, because that actually does drastically change a lot of stuff. That means somebody else has to come in and play in the infield. We're gonna have one less person to play in the infield. As now I need basically a new second baseman, which, I mean, our only option here is Wenzel Perez, who plays second. Of course, I can move somebody that's already in the lineup over to play second base. Jonathan Scoop. Maybe Mickey can only play third. Nick Manning can actually play some second base, so maybe letting him go out there too. Which I think that's probably the smart decision right now. I mean, he's obviously hitting the best. Wins I don't even think still has a hit up to this point in the season yet. At least I definitely haven't gotten one with him. It's very much a struggle bus to get him to hit the ball. So we'll go ahead and go with Nick Manning and go through a whole nother week. And just like that, we're back under 500 yet again by 3 games. And look here, Alejandro Urban, starting pitcher, 74 potential, 90 on the max, 68 and 96 for Brian Andino. Only 35% scouted though, 69% scouted. So definitely we want to get more information on these guys. As you can see on our draft board, he's number 1, but on ours he's 27. And then Bond is 8 and 21. So just trying to see and make sure that we're making the right decisions with our number 1 overall selection. Not number 1 in the draft. I said 6 earlier, I meant number 3. So our number 3 pick, we've got to hit on this. It's got to be somebody that can either A, come up and be a game changer immediately, like Doug Granger was with the Reds, or be a prospect that has like the potential of like a generational talent almost. Like that's how good I want to hit on this pick. So I'm checking everybody that is, starting pitchers, relief pitchers, anybody that looks like they're high up on our board and the MLB board. I'm looking at both of those to get more information to see what I can possibly dig up and uncover here. As you can see here, I'm looking through more of the starting pitchers, more of the outfielders, seeing what region some of these outfielders are in. A lot of them are international, Cuba, Dominican Republic. I know you saw both of those. So maybe looking at doing like a outfield international type of thing to go ahead and get like a wide range of them at once, while also getting a look at Reggie French here and the starting pitcher, because I can't do outfield. I can just do one of the positions. So we're going to do center field international, Reggie French for left field, and Erwin Navarro as starting pitcher. He's 7th on our board, and French is 2nd on our board. So hopefully we get some good information out of those boys as we go ahead and finish up the month of May, 13 and 15. Or month of April, my fault, not month of May, but month of April, 13 and 15. Really, I guess you say 13 and 14 because we had a game in March, but not too bad. We're 2nd in the division, only 2 games behind the Guardians, so everything's looking pretty weak right now. ERA's looking pretty high, and that's why it tempted me to come in here and look at the team averages or team scores and standings for some of the stats, and you see we're at 12th there in batting average. Runs, we're on the low end too as well. Down near the bottom in home runs as well. We're not hitting for much power. RBIs, we're not up there a lot. 19th in that. Errors, we're even about still mid-tier, tied for 15th there. ERA at 24th. So we're in the bottom half, if not average, in just about every single category when it comes to a team standpoint. Now looking at our pitching stats here, you see Michael leading the way in walks with 13, but also leading in strikeouts, the only one above 30 at 37 of them things with a 3.82 ERA. Schoolball's lowered his ERA down to a 3.75 with a 1.25 whip. Tyler Alexander is actually doing pretty good, a sub 1 whip. And one of my favorite things to look at here, game started versus quality starts. Tree Schoolball is 4 for 6. 2 for 6 is Spencer Turnbull, maybe looking to replace him. Michael 3 for 6, 2 for 5 for Eduardo. And Manning is 0 for 3, but mostly because every time this man starts, he gets hurt before he can even get to quality start status. It's not even because his starts are bad. Of course, with a 6 ERA, some of them have been, but my man doesn't even make it past like the 2nd inning half the time because he's hurt. Looking at strikeout per 9 numbers, I'm glad I'm seeing some relievers up here, but also I'm glad I'm seeing Michael Lorenzen 9.3 or 9.4 there on that strikeout per 9. So he's looked very, very strong. Matthew Boyd is somebody that looked like he struggled. So as we get through the 2nd month of May, we're also looking for potential call-ups. So some of these relievers with 6 ERAs should be worried. The long reliever should be worried. As you can see, some guys down here with 2 ERAs, whips very low or sub 1. Casey Mize is obviously somebody that we want to bring up, but 3.62 ERA is not telling me that you are ready for the show, especially when your stuff is going down. You are having actually pretty good season. 15 earned runs in 37 and 3rd innings, only giving up 6 home runs. Strikeouts are up to 34, 5 quality starts and 6 starts, but somehow his ratings are going down, which I don't completely understand. It doesn't seem like he's playing bad. Bo Brzezinski is also going down, but he looks like he's putting up phenomenal numbers. ERA at that low too, so I don't really know how all that works. I thought we were supposed to be playing good, your stuff would be going up, but it looks like they're actually going down. So hopefully they get turned around here really soon, because they could be people that we potentially bring up to the major league roster. As we're looking at some of these batting stats too as well, I'm noticing some people getting on cold streaks, so adjusting the lineup sometimes doesn't really hurt to kind of help out with people get back on their hot streaks, get back to hitting like they normally do, and help, especially when our offense is scoring a lot. So the overall adjustment is Jonathan Scoop going to the 3, Baez going to the 5, keeping everything else basically the same. Riley Green is now in the starting lineup, batting 243. Hopefully he's getting good development, because honestly he's better than Kerry Carpenter is right now. It gives us a better chance to potentially be able to win some games. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into another critical situation here, as we do have Eric Haas coming up, bottom of the ninth. We are down 3-2 with a chance to potentially walk off in this game. Now, Eric Haas has been one of our best hitters so far this season. Average hasn't been like extremely high through the ceiling, but power has definitely been there. RBIs and clutchness has been there. Unfortunately, not able to clutchly get on base here to give us a good start. Javi Baez, though, has looked good 2 for 3 here on the day. And with a full count, we'll see if we might be able to just work somebody on base here. Is that 4-seamer touching one-on-one? Wasn't even close to strike zone to make me think about it, though. We'll go ahead and walk down to first base and give it up to one of our clutchest hitters in the lineup. The clutches to do it for decades get swung out as Miguel Cabrera goes sit down. Austin Meadows is up next, who actually has a surprising good amount of power. With a 2-2 count here, we'll take a high 2-seamer deep back into right field, going back at the warning track. Gloved it maybe about 5 inches or 5 feet from the wall, as that one just barely missed a walk-off home run, as the Mets are able to go ahead and just barely escape with a victory here. And as you can see, no home runs here today, but we're able to at least produce and manufacture 2 runs. 7 hits, though. We got way too many people left on base. And Rodriguez, a pretty good start. 6 innings, 2 earned runs. Just we were not able to produce any more offense for him. And with that being said, we got another week of scouting done, and Navarro slips back on our board down to 28th. French from number 1 on our board back down to 6th, but they still got some work to do, building some interest and building the scout progress, as those numbers can still change as we get more scouting information. He can still jump back up to number 1. So as you can see here, some of our guys that are on the recently scouted after we went in and looked at those center fielders and international. Brian Andino, number 1 overall in the draft, 8th on our board. We got some guys that are 9th. We got some guys that are in the mid-30s, which you can see we have a second pick in 36 and a second-round pick at 44. So picking pretty much back-to-back. So plenty of opportunities to get to those guys. But I want to take a closer look at starting pitchers international as well, and then get another look at Reggie French and Fernando Rosario as we look to fill up those scouting progresses and see where they fully lie. And look at this surprise here. Matt Manning going out with yet another just little shoulder injury. And I've checked his durability rating. It's not low compared to other players that aren't even seeing injuries, so I don't know why he keeps getting hurt. But as you can see here, the Athletics want to offer me a trade with Ramon Laureano. They want to give me their right fielder. I mean, he's got beat potential. He's 28 years old. He hasn't looked good this season, though. 7 home runs, only a 212 average compared to Kerry Carpenter, who has struggled, though. But 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. I mean, it is a little bit more, but he would be coming off the bench. I didn't see any kind of value that'd be adding to the team being 28. So I went ahead and declined that trade easy. As you can see here, basically full scouting reports. You got French at 14th on the board. Some really good contact, especially in the future. Good plate vision, which we need. The fielding, it looks like it'll be average to below average. You got Fernando Rosario out in center field. He's a lefty. He's a pull hitter. Basically above average in contact and power with a little bit of vision, so I can definitely use that, and he'll actually bring fielding to the table there in the outfield. So those are 2 players that we can definitely look out for with that number 3 overall pick. Definitely just making that selection just a little bit more tighter. Now, if you come here, some of our recently scouted, as we did do the international starting pitchers, got Riley Veras here, 77 potential, 85 potential. Cole Feliciano, kind of another big name too, 84 to 95. So some good options here for us to potentially look at starting pitcher. And then we go ahead and get Elvis Corran at right field. We haven't really looked at the right fielders, but looking for somebody to get with that second first-round pick as somebody that could potentially be good, as he's 35th on our board. I'm trying to figure out a good place to put him that gets a good amount of interest and scouting for everybody done. But that should be a couple more profiles, almost 100% it up, if not all the way 100% it up. Looking at some of the minor league stats, though, to see if anybody's ready to come up. Daniel Cabrera is looking pretty strong, hitting over 300 this season. But really, for at least AA factors, that's just about it. John Valentine also hitting over 300, but none of the guys that we're looking at, Dingler, Chase Young, still just kind of hitting average. And here I see on the bench, Trey Cruz, 34 at bats, was his pretty significant number of a sample size, hitting over 300. So I go ahead and make the move. I don't manage the batting orders down here that much. Went ahead and made the move to move him into the starting lineup. Now you look at AAA too as well to see if any of these guys are ready to come up to the bench in the majors to kind of help us out. or at least see what they got, or at least make sure that they're developing good. And obviously, Spencer Torkelson, as he is still injured for a couple months, but no one really kind of stood out for me in that aspect. So, we'll go through yet another week here. You see, starting out pretty good though. We won a series against Seattle. Pittsburgh, we split. We won the series against Cleveland. So, we're on a decent streak here of winning series at least. We're up to basically 2 games under 500 now. In this game against Seattle, we won 7-2, no home runs despite having 13 hits. And Matt Manning actually able to finish out a start, it looks like. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, and Boyd was able to go ahead and get the finishing up of the victory. As we go ahead and get into today's full game, though, that's enough simulating, that's enough scouting focus. Let's get some gameplay. The real reason you guys come and love my series compared to some other guys is I actually throw in some gameplay stats or gameplay with the rebuild in this process, because we want to develop a love for these players. We want to develop a storyline for some of these players and see who our big names are going to be. And right now, starting off the season, Eric Haas, 8 home runs, 25 ribbies, batting about 240, looking like a very good storyline to go ahead and follow. And today we'll be tasked with going against Cade Cavalli. 8 games, a 1-4 record, 5.59 ERA. So we should be able to tee off against them, is at least what I'm thinking heading into pregame. The only time it's going to tell if our bats are actually going to be able to wake up today and produce, as Matt Verlaine will go ahead and lead us off. Already down to a quick 0-2 count. Washington not doing too good this season. You saw them had 15 wins. They're last place in the NL East. And hopefully we can see exactly why they are that bad here in today's game to get us at least one step closer to being back at 500. Now 2-2 count here as we go ahead and take that four-seamer right into the outfield. That'll be a base hit to lead off the ball game. He's been a great leadoff hitter for us. Batting up near that 200, 300 range. Has been doing a great job to start out ball games and get us at least a guy on, especially the 90 speed helps too. Now here you see Akil Baddoo, whose average has slipped a little bit recently, batting down at 250. He goes ahead and just flies out to left field, so not doing a very good job moving him over. But with Jonathan Scoop hitting right behind, batting 300, you almost always can guarantee another hit. Unfortunately, this one was hit right to a glove. Double play, 4-6-3. They are out of it. But today we will be taking a look at one of our most promising pitchers this season, Michael Lorenzen. We're going to get these names right, y'all, man. Leave the pronunciations down below in the comment section for your boy. Michael Lorenzen, 8 starts, 3-2 record, a 3.4 ERA, and just 47 innings pitched. He has looked strong all season, and we wanted to get a start in with him today to see exactly how it feels pitching with him. Is it going to be a long-term solution, at least a 3-4 year option with the team? Is he possible trade bait? Who knows? But at least so far this season, and to get this game started, he was looking pretty strong despite the circle change ending up in center field as Verlaine comes in throwing. It'll be a 1-out base hit off of that circle change. 5 pitches into the game already. Joey will foul that ball off. Thought he might have had some there, 1-2. And that ball will be a long lifter out to Meadows, who will go ahead and just range that one in. Taking a couple steps back. But a lot of his pitches look good. Not much break on it, not much speed, but just really effective. I feel like I had very good control when pitching with him. He knew how to locate his pitches. He had a great pitch mix. And I think we really were able to keep this Washington Nationals team off balance. But it's going to be all up to the bats. Can we go ahead and produce right behind our starting pitcher? And yes, we can. Eric Haas. I told you he's a name to watch out for. And that is home run number 9 on the season. 412 feet out to deep left field. As that ball was absolutely smacked into the outfield. Dang, is everybody just got a long hit in this game? What is going on? But now back to the gameplay. That was a great way to go ahead and start the game off and give us an early little lead here. Is that four-seamer about chest high? As you can see there, not about stomach high, belt buckle high. And it's just a complete no-doubter. Everybody knew it was gone. No chance. And right after that, we got to go into Austin Meadows. 2 outs later, after it's just a quick strikeout and fly out, we go ahead and go down to the bottom of the order. As Meadows actually has power to himself. You saw he almost ended that game early in the video. And with the 1-1 count here, they must know he has power too, because they go ahead and just blunk him right there on the inside rib cage. Go ahead and just get him down to first base to deal with rookie Riley Green, batting 278. And can we make that one a little bit more? Yes, we can, as it gets down just in front of the center fielder. Not enough to stretch it to a double, but it is enough to get the runner from first to third. And a great RBI chance here for Nick Mann. If we can turn this over to the top of the lineup, we might be able to make this a real dangerous inning. And after we watch that pitch off the plate, circle or curveball way too far off, it is now a full count from Cade. Wheeling, dealing, Four-seamer probably might have got called, but you can't take any risks there with 2 strikes. And that will be an RBI base hit because of it, though, as that one gets down into center field. And now we go back to the top of the lineup. Matt, 1 for 1 on the day already, make it 2 for 2, as that'll go up the middle as well. We're going to go ahead and send the runner on home. Throw will come into the plate, up the line, and not in time. 3-0 lead here for Detroit already early. And I ain't say the inning was over. Akil Baddoo, he'll take the four-seamer. This will get down into the outfield. We got great speed on first base, so you know the runner from second is going to score. But we're going to go ahead and send it around. Matt, he's going to come in with no throw. And that is a 5-0 early lead. Talk about an explosion with the 2-run double there from Akil Baddoo. Just took that one the opposite field. Went ahead, sat back on it. Got it drooped down just inside of that foul line, right there in the dirt. And it just rolled up into the corner where it was too slow to do anything with. And that'll actually just about do it for the starter. As Patrick Corbin, long reliever, will go ahead and come in. 48 innings already this season, looking like a very strong 6 starter. A 6 ERA, though, so still plenty of chances as he's giving up a 300 average to both righties and lefties. Still pretty good chance to keep this inning going. Jonathan Scoop over 1 on the day. Got a little bit unlucky with his first at-bat, but can he get lucky second time around? As that sinker goes in on the hands, not able to do anything with it. 1-1. To watch it go outside of the plate. Coming right back with another sinker off the edge. Chopped it on the ground. Probably could have let that one go too. And because of it, they're able to go ahead and get out of the inning. Good job by Patrick Corbin there. Able to stay strong, stay loose. But thanks to those 6 hits, we're able to go ahead and come home with 5 runs. Or should I say 5 hits. We're able to cash in on 5 runs. Thanks to that hit by pitch. 5 for 5, even with runners left on base. But back to the great pitching performance of Michael Lawrence. I say great relative, though. 9 pitches into it. He's looking strong already, but that's going to be a little blooper. Can Riley Green get there? He's going to range in and have to take this one off a bounce. Throwing into second base, though, no movement from their batter. As next up, we got Kerber Ruiz, 0-1. Flying this one out to Green, who will go in and get underneath it, who's looked pretty good so far this season. Ever since we put him into the actual lineup, he's looked good in the outfield. Arm looks strong. Fielding ability looks strong. Reaction time looks good. Bat looks okay. Vision's okay. Just need to work on a couple of things, and that's what the training is for, as we get that strikeout on Lane Thomas to get out number 2. And let me know how you guys organize your trainings, too. I don't know. I just feel like they don't do enough, progression. I feel like if I throw a guy in training over the course of the season, those attributes should be getting significantly better, especially if I don't do the same training all season. Even if they're playing poorly, I feel like the training should at least come at it a little bit. As you can see here, a little throwing error. Mine slipped a little bit, I'm not going to lie. I thought it was only 1 out, tried to go for the double play, and because of it, a run comes in when we could have had an easy out. So Michael goes and take care of himself with the strikeout. We go top of the 4 now, still down 5-1. With 1 out, Nick Manton's going to go ahead and take this one up the middle. We'll see if we can get that run right back. Keep it at a 5-run lead, as we do not want to let this one slide after a great second inning that we had. Matt Verling, 2 for 2 on the day. Can we go to make it 3 for 3? It's going to get up to the shortstop throw, go to second base, and it'll throw him off. So he's off the bag, but I think he would have been safe at first anyway. So they're going to award him with a base hit on that 3 for 3 day, as he's able to go ahead and keep this strong performance going now. Akil Baddoo might be hitting 250, but he's hitting 300 with runners in scoring position. Let's go ahead and keep that batting average going up a little bit more, shall we? As that'll go ahead and get up against the wall, it'll be another 2 RBI double, as the throw will not even go to the plate. That's 4 RBIs and only 3 at-bats today. 8th double of the season, and he's looking strong out of that 2 spot, as we not only get 1 but 2 runs right back. Now we go bottom of the 4th here, 53 pitches deep. And a long at bat there to Jeter Downs as he walks over to first base. We got a 1-2 with 2 outs and not able to find a location. All of a sudden, he had a 1-2 there. Could have easily put him away. Threw the first one out of the plate. That one, tried to get him to pop up. He was able to foul it off. Sinker going off the plate, checking his swing. They're going to say he held up. So now it's a full count, 60 pitches deep all of a sudden. And that's back-to-back long at-bat walks, which is not what you want when you want a deep outing from your starting pitcher. So CJ Abrams back at the top of the lineup. We'll watch that circle change. Hit the black 0-1. Chop the sinker, foul. Can we go to end this one out with a good strikeout? Looks like we go for the cutter in on the hands. Scoop's going to go ahead and pick this one up, throw it over to first base, and he's got him. So despite the long at-bats, we're able to go ahead and make quick work of that, though. Still get out of it cleanly. We'll go to the bottom of the 50, still pitching. 66 pitches isn't a lot, but he was starting to get near the yellow range in terms of his energy. That's because he started throwing a whole lot of balls here. That's a check swing. They go down. Say he didn't go around. Luis is going to go over to first base. Joey Muniz is up next, 2-2. He'll pop this one up, as you can see, 2-2. Still long at bats, really driving the pitch count up. And this is what I start to do. When we're struggling and not scoring a lot, I start trying to run up the pitch count. Get them tired, get them to make them a couple mistakes, get a strong inning going, a rally going, get the bullpen out, get them rattled. So that it looks like they're trying to do that to us here. 2-2, 2 outs. Corey Dickerson is going to take this one into the outfield. Verlin's going to take a little bit of an awkward angle to the ball, but he will throw this one in time to keep runners at the corners with 2 outs. We'll keep Michael in, trying to get through this 5th inning. We got a huge lead for him, 6 runs, so I'm not worried about it too much at all here. Even though we're at 95 pitches now, that's going to be a foul off attempt. We're ranging in on 100 pitches through just 4 2/3. Chopper back to Lorenzen as he gets it. Could have went to the plate, but he'll go over to first for the easy out. And he's finally able to get through it. Maybe started to get somebody up in the bullpen. As we go back to our bats here finally. Top of the 6th. That's going to be an easy base hit for Riley Green up the middle. Maybe it might be time to get ourselves started with something here a little bit. Patrick Corbin is still in the game for them. 40 pitches deep, 2 for 2 here for Nick Manton. Can we make him 3 for 3? Yes, we can, as that gets down in front of the outfielder. Another base hit. Everybody's looking strong today. Matt Verling, 3 for 3 on the day. Can we make him 4 for 4? First pitch he sees is a slider upstairs in the zone. This one will drop in front of the outfielder. And it'll be another RBI base hit for him as that throw is up the line. Not in time. 8-1 ball game. Akil Badu, 2 for 3 on the day. Watches a beautiful cutter in on the hands. Probably wasn't expecting anything to come in that delicious. 0-1. He'll go ahead and take the second cutter he sees, though. This will go to the outfield, right to a glove, unfortunately. As that was a beautiful pitch, just like the first one. Just didn't get lucky with that. Jonathan Scope, despite all the hitting today, has been quiet. 0 for 3. Make it 0 for 4 as he goes in and hits the infield fly rule. Don't even run down the base pass, my brother. Just hit the dugouts. Eric Haas, other than the solo home run, has been quiet too as well, despite all the hitting and runs we scored today. 3, 4, and 5 have been quiet, as that's going to be a chopper right over the short, who goes to second base for the easy out. And we get out of there with only just increasing the lead by 1 more. So I say, hey, why not? Let me try to get over 100 pitches here. Let's try to get to the 6th, and then we'll really get the bullpen in through 7, 8, and 9. Just give me 1 more strong inning here, and fouling off the ball is not what I want to see happen. 1-2. Watching it inside, not getting lane to chase. Gets one over the middle of the plate. We're probably lucky that was foul. 2-2. Chops that one foul as well. I think we're about 7 pitches deep into this at bat. 2-2. Watches that cutter upstairs. Not going to off-right it full. Finally gets him to get under 1 in play, as Matt's going to range in with all the speed and just barely glove that one over the head. We got Jeter Downs up next, 1-1. He'll go ahead and watch that called four-seamer off the plate. Pitcher is starting to get tired here, but we're going to line this one over to Manton. And at least give me 5 2/3 here. Can we get the last out to give me 6 innings? Let me get a good quality start here, as Dominic Smith is going to line this one into the outfield. Base hit on the first pitch, though. It's going to come at any time. At least it's not after a long at bat. 2-0. CJ Abrams, you see he's hitting 385. With runners in scoring position, that's going to get down the line as Meadows is going to have to chase this one into the corner. It starts to die down and it completely stops in the corner. Throw have to come into the cutoff, man. Manton is going to go to the plate. Not in time. Not even going to try to place the tag there. We had somebody getting up, so Tyler Alexander is going to go ahead and come into this ball game. 19 games. He had a 4.4 ERA, so I wanted to try to lower that a little bit. In a ball game where we had a pretty big lead, so I wasn't too worried about my bullpen giving it up. And I wanted to see if we can go ahead and get his ERA down below 4 for the season and give him some confidence going into, the rest of the year. Runner at second, only 2 outs. You just got to get this last out against Luis Garcia. But this is going to be a blooper right in front of Matt. This time, not enough speed to get there or enough arm strength to get there, as they're going to go ahead and sneak into second base. Matt not paying attention, as that will be a RBI double to make this an 8-3 ball game. And then Joey takes his deep out in the right center field, over the wall. Right over the scoreboard, somehow able to take his 5th home run of the season, barely out of the park by a couple centimeters. And just like that, this ball game is back within a 3-run lead. I can't believe we get Tyler Alexander in here and immediately a base hit and a home run is the first 2 things that he does. Able to go ahead and come and get a ground ball out here to Alex with 1 pitch, but Maybe a couple batters too late is now. Just like that, this ball game is back into close danger type of territory. As we got Miguel Cabrera coming up, 1 out here, trying to maybe get something going. Perfect swing there. That's a base hit up the middle. We could use it. I mean, 3 runs is, still 3-run lead. You can see the circle shows that we still have a good chance of winning this ball game. But I definitely want to get some more runs here as Austin Meadows takes this one out into the gap. Can this one get over the wall? No, but it'll hit up against it. And Miguel Cabrera, unfortunately, with that 4 speed, is going to have to settle with just getting to third base. That's anybody else. Even if you have 10 speed, you might have took that one to the plate. But because of that 4 speed, Nick Mann is going to have to go 4 for 4, which he does, to go ahead and bring home not 1, but 2 runs as we go ahead and stretch this lead right back out. It is 10-5 Detroit. I cannot believe we are seeing a 4 for 4 day there to go ahead and get that started. Now, Akil Baddoo is going to go ahead and come up here. Top of the 8th with still no outs. You can see here, 97% chance of winning. I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel comfortable with that. 2-2. Ooh. We swung and missed at that curveball. I was trying to go ahead and extend the lead. Maybe give you guys some more highlights or some more action to go along with this. Did I fool you with that acting? Jonathan Scoop with the 2-2 solo shot. His 6th of the season, and that boy has been looking good all season. And another great game here today as he goes ahead and extends this lead 11-5. That should put us at about 98-99%, right? Now I feel comfortable. As we feeling comfortable, we'll go ahead and go back to the pitching as Tyler Alexander is back in the game still. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, looking comfortable, especially since we're able to go ahead and extend the lead a little bit more. I figured, why empty out my bullpen if I don't have to necessarily. So he's going into, this is his 3rd inning, technically his 3rd inning of work. I think this would be an inning and 2/3 he's going to go ahead and pitch through. Got the last out in the other inning, 1 out here, make that 2. So it's 2 innings of work here officially. As we got a runner at first base, Luis Garcia, who hit that home run last time, is able to just get that past the shortstop glove. Javi Baez not able to make a play. Verling throws it all the way to the plate. Now on this play, I make sure the smart decision to go ahead and cut it off, but throw it to the plate so it's a little bit strong. And we're able to get him out at the plate because of a good gun down, great assist. And we're going to go ahead and bring in Will Vest. ERA also above 4 here through 10 games, 8 innings of work. Lefties have really been destroying him, batting .500. Doing great against righties. It's just those left-handed batters have been seeing every pitch he throws as if he threw it yesterday. 0-1 here. This will be a base hit that gets into the outfield. That's a righty though, unfortunately. So that right-handed batting average is going to go up a little bit. Still got a 6-run lead here though. So I didn't feel like bringing in my closer. Might as well bring in somebody else that has a chance to lower his ERA a little bit. And that's just what he's going to do here. At least getting 1 out in this inning. As Green will go ahead and come in, grab it. Runner not able to go ahead and advance. Corey Dickerson is up next, 2 for 4 today. 1-2 count though. This will go down to Scoop, and he's not able to go ahead and glove it. Can't really blame the pitcher on that one. If you get a better slide, a better animation, more speed, maybe he's able to glove that one and throw over to first base to get the 2nd out of the inning. But he'll just go ahead and do it himself for Ruiz with the strikeout. Next up, we got Lane Thomas, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. We just need 1 more out to go ahead and get out of this thing. 0-1, he watched it. This one is going to be a long hit fly ball going out to center field. Matt's ranging back to the grass. Gone. 3-run home run, and just like that, is back within 3 yet again. 5th home run of the season for Lane Thomas. Took this one out to dead center field into the grass. I'm surprised we ain't see no kids out there running around and playing. Must be too cold outside. But that is a cold bat with an on fire baseball. And with that, we had to go ahead and bring in the closer, Alex Lange. 14 games, 14 saves, 14 opportunities. And we had to go ahead and bring him in to get this last out and close things out for us, as we really want to get this win. Righty's hitting under 100 against him. That's great, considering we got a righty in the batter's box. 3-0 count though to him as Jeter Downs looks for the 4th pitch. Watches the 4-seamer get called on the outside. Black will come right back with another 4-seamer, keeping it low away so in case he chops it on the ground. That goes upstairs though by accident. That's a swing and miss. Since he's too late, let's go ahead and slow it down with the knuckle curve. Check this swing, but we will get the call, and your Detroit Tigers will walk out of Washington victors as we go ahead and get this victory, man. Great ball game here. I was really happy with what I saw from our starter, Michael. The bats and the offense to keep the lead growing. Very, very, very disappointed with the bullpen though, as Will Vest gave up a 3-run home run to make this close. I also had Tyler Alexander give up a 3-home run to make this one close. This game really shouldn't have been like that. As you see, player of the game Nick Manton, 4 for 5, a double, 3 RBIs. Almost had the 5 for 5 perfect day. Same with Matt Verlaine, 4 for 5 as well, and 4 RBIs for Badu to go ahead and chase down that team lead, as he's at 21, Haas is at 26, Scope is at 23. So we got guys fighting it out for that RBI lead. But yeah, after the game like this with only 2 outs, he gave up 3 hits and a strikeout. Vest is somebody that I have to look at as a potential move down, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have not been impressed with what he's done this season, and I have seen some good performances down in AAA by Ronnie Garcia, a 108 ERA, .84 WHIP. He has just worked his way up, and he's got a better overall to the major league team. We will be replacing Will Vest with Ronnie Garcia, as we send him down to AAA, and hopefully maybe his season gets better. Maybe he can develop a little bit more. But you guys will see some Ronnie Garcia, and hopefully his stats look pretty good and warrants his move up here. He's had some MLB time before. He's 25 years old, deep potential. And let's go right back to these scouting prospects, man. As you can see here, Cole Feliciano, 87 to 92 potential. Won't come in the greatest, but at 22 years old, that's a pretty good spot. 6th on our draft board, 9th on the overall MLB board. Great stamina coming in. And then you got Riley Versus, less on the potential in a wider range, potential on a better overall at lefty. 2 years younger at 20 years old, and is actually 3 spots better on our draft board, ranked at number 3. So it's just whatever you want to take, the good with the bad. Are you a strikeout guy? Are you a stamina guy? Do you go with potential? Do you go with overall? So those are things that I'm going to weigh as I've added those guys to the board, and that caught my eyes, people that we could draft at the top of our class. And you see some of our team ranks here as we're going through it. Brian Andino, somebody that's 5th on our board, 1st overall. We haven't finished scouting that we might go ahead and try to do. As we look also too at the MLB rankings, who are some guys that are in that 30 range, 40 range that we could look at here? And Elvis Caran at 35. We got Ricardo Adlin at 39. 2 guys that we could look at with our 2nd first-round pick, maybe 2nd-round pick too as well. So I want to go ahead and get these 3 guys scouted, at least get as much information as possible on these guys, so that way we can know what we're doing with the our first 2 picks. Because I really want to hit on first one, but I really got to hit on both too if we want this rebuild to not just be fast, but to start getting the minor league system built up and start actually having some guys that can produce and play well. Now, after that series though, that will be basically all this episode has to offer, man. I know you guys are excited, and I am dragging out this little scouting and stuff like that. But the next time around, we will go ahead and finish up some of the scouting and really get into the draft here in the next 1 or 2 episodes. At the time of me doing the voiceover for this and recording this, the Hogwarts Legacy walkthrough is over. The last episode should have came out yesterday, of course, unless you guys want to see more of that. So comment down below if you guys do want to see maybe more side missions and stuff. But that series should be over. So this series will now be being uploaded 3 times a week, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So that way we can get through more episodes and really get deep into the season. I want this to be way longer than the Reds rebuild. I think we only did 3 or 4 seasons with that one. This one I would love to, be a lot longer, be able to see some of the guys that we actually draft make it to the show. No spoilers, so go back and check out the Reds rebuild. If you guys ain't watched it already, we're gonna spoil it. I think Doug Granger is probably the only person that I drafted that ended up making it to the show. At this point, other people were used as trade bait to get more ready prospects, but we never really got to see some of the other guys that we drafted, even with high potential, make it to the show. So I'm trying not to let that happen this time, get deeper into the series and really get some of these guys up and helping the team out, and not just build a whole lot through free agency. We'll still build through free agency, don't get me wrong. We'll get some big names as long as they're within budget, but we also want to see some of our guys that we draft make it to the show and become heroes and well-liked names on the channel. So if you guys are ready for that, make sure you guys hit a like, comment, and subscribe when you wait out the video. It really means the world to me, and I appreciate it so much. And next time out, man, I say we at least get through the end of May and maybe even come up and butt heads with the draft. We'll have to see, but I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's me, your boy SGG, aka GM Smooth, and I'll catch all you Tigers fans later. I'm gone.